Speaking of purple, Hawthornian.
Bright purple sea cucumber.
Go ahead, Nav.
Just be advised, I made an error calculating our off bottom time previously. We have 2 6 minutes left now, so we're coming off bottom at 0120 UTC.
0120, gotcha.
Copy that. Thank you.
Watch leads now.
Hi, Nav.
I made a mistake calculating our off bottom time earlier.
Yeah. I'm just
So we
hanging
have
around
10
right
more
here.
minutes than I originally said.
Well, that's a better answer.
Yeah.
That's a mistake I like.
Yeah.
You added time.
Yeah.
Like a monopoly banking error in
our
your
off bottom
favor.
time is going to be 0120 UTC.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yep.
So we have 26 minutes left on the bottom, folks,
That's
on the shore side. Nav, you can make that mistake all the time.
Will do, watch lead.
Okay. There's something tumbling in the sediment just left of lasers.
All right, careful on tether pilot.
Yeah. Something tumbling?
It just stopped. It's sitting right between the big rock and the little rock down below the lasers
Where
right
at?
now. Might be an urchin.
Oh, this urchin right here.
Yeah, it was just tumbling
okay.
before.
Gotcha.
Sometimes they roll downhill like tumbleweeds.
Huh. That's cool.
Can we actually pan to the right a little bit more? I thought I saw something out of the corner of my eye.
This little,
What's that down there? Yeah.
Yeah, I can go for that.
Could just be a weird angle on something, but I think it might be a different type of black coral.
Couple of weird things down here, but going for the black coral here. I have a little room I can sneak in.
Oh yeah, you have a little more tether now.
If we're down here already, I wonder if we could look at that spiky thing next that's off to the lower right.
Sure, we'll take a look at both of these corals
Let's
on.
frame this for now.
Yep. I think we have a few moments before we have to catch up.
Co-pilot Nav.
Hey Nav, go ahead.
We got a
So,
larger
we're
barnacle
approaching
encrusting on the
the end
rock.
of that
Probably a
move,
bathypathes here as well.
You feeling like 050 is still a good bearing?
Just getting lasers on it video. It's going to go a little off center.
I think
That's
4 or
good.
5.
There's
That's almost
lasers.
perfect.
Okay.
And then to the lower right too, pilot,
So-
there was another coral.
Okay.
I'll call
Do
the
you need
next
a tighter
one
look
in
on
at
this, or is this good?
045 then.
No, I think this is enough.
Copy that.
Yeah.
Come on out, video. Let's go for whatever is going. Oh, I see. Yep.
It looked like wiry.
Yeah. Can't quite get
The best you
down
can
there,
do
but
with
I
the
can look down there. Yeah.
Yeah, the best you can do with the time you have left.
Yeah, we've got time. Come on in, video.
Oh, it's a partial.
That's interesting.
Priminoid for sure. Looks like
Yeah.
mostly downward facing polyps.
Thank you, Bridge.
Yeah, kind of a strange one, Steve, but yeah, probably Narella, I agree.
So that was the end of that ship move, co-pilot, so go ahead and call in the next one.
All right, I think that's, we're happy
yeah.
there,
Yeah.
pilot.
I think that's good.
Copy.
Copy that. You're good on that?
Bridge.
Yeah,
Okay. Got the
another
lasers.
strange plexaurid
Oh,
down to the
wow.
Like to
lower right
request
as
a
well.
ship move. Range
Oh,
30
But I don't think we're
meters.
going to reach that one.
Bearing 045
Yeah, I don't think
degrees.
that's a little out there.
Speed 0.2 knots. Good copy, Bridge. Thank you. Thank you, Bridge.
Sponge, coral on the far right, maybe any of that stuff of any interest. Keep going.
Snap on the sponge on the left-hand side.
Snap on the sponge on the left, yep.
We've seen what look like two of these types of euplectellids, I think. One that has a more textured
Go in.
body wall, and then this one, which is more like the classic
Partial.
glass sponge grid, I guess.
Oop, backing up so it doesn't go dark. Sorry about that.
Yeah, this one's a little bit confusing, but I think it's in the genus Dictyolis. You're right, it's a euplectellid vase sponge. It's a glass sponge. And there's two genera that almost look identical, and it has to do with how much sort of relief on the outside of the sponge there is, and also whether the oscula, the little holes there, are lining up horizontally or diagonally. So there looks like relief on this one, but the holes are horizontal, which means it's a cross between the two genera. But it's one of the two, but definitely euplectellid glass sponge.
Okay. That's a good good idea. We can move on.
Copy that. Let's get a
Did
full.
you see any shrimps inside?
I didn't see any shrimps. Do you want to linger and?
You don't need to linger.
Let's get a full species look for videos,
Okay.
records real quick, and then we can get going. Stand by. Just scan the lasers across so that they can see it for size. Okay.
That should be good.
Thanks, video.
And we're full wide.
Perfect.
What's that thing on the stalk?
Yeah.
Bottom of the screen. I think it's just out of the corner of my eye. I would say Umbellapathes. And
partial.
I think it's a black coral. Yeah, it looks like a black coral. Umbellapathes.
Can go in a little farther, maybe it'll help them ID it. Thanks. A couple more seconds here. He's starting to catch up. The ship.
Yeah, I have you about 45 right now, pilot.
I think that's a new observation for this this ridge transect here.
Down. All right, you want to go for full species here? Come out a little. Dun-dun. There it is with the lasers.
We're happy back here.
Okay.
Alright, video's clear.
And full wide. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll just make a little dart here into the. We haven't seen this section. See if there's any fish or anything like that along the bottom.
Yeah, it looks like a big bear from Sirius, but there's some divots, so maybe.
Co-pilot now.
Flying around.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
go ahead.
Nothing on sonar.
So that move is pretty much ending. You still feel 4-5 is a good bearing?
Now I'm thinking back to maybe 5-5.
5-5? Okay, I'm gonna
Good.
call another one in at 5-5 then. 30 meters.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, copy that. I don't see anything dangerous in sonar at all, so it should be good.
Heading back
Bridge
to the
nav.
ridge here.
Like to request a ship move. Range 30 meters. Bearing 055 degrees. Speed 0.2 knots. Good copy, Bridge. Thank you.
Back out to the end of my leash.
Pilot's nav, we have 5 minutes left on the bottom.
Copy that.
Thank you, Bridge.
Sorry, Nav, how much time?
5 minutes,
Oh,
15
copy that.
minutes.
Thank you.
How about at 1:15 UTC we get the swing arms in?
Copy
Make
that.
us sufficient getting off the bottom. See a stock coming up. Let's see what the top looks like. Sure there isn't something they want to see.
That looks like it could have been a stocked crinoid at one point in time.
Looks like no more now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, what's that? Let's make sure this is something we've seen. I haven't seen it yet, at least. Tilting down. Snap in real quick video.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Hexapathes.
More of the same. Okay. Thanks, video.
Yep.
You can come back out.
Heteropathies. I Looks had to like an correct eye. myself earlier. So.
Heteropathes, not hexapathes.
Yeah, I said I wanted it to be hexapathes,
Oh, okay.
but I'm not renaming any genus of black corals.
Amanda, you're going to get us all calling that hexapathy now.
Don't blame me. You all are the experts over there.
How are we looking, co-pilot?
Looking good. Ship's moving. Looking at 5-5.
So you're looking along track?
Really looks like just thin
Trying to keep,
crust. So
Yeah. Ooh, look
Yeah,
at that
total
little guy.
waypoint 1, but
every
you
now
seen
and
that
then a
before?
fan we see along the way. It's
We've
like
seen-
you could just peel this back.
We've seen plenty of these
Yeah.
fans here.
Yeah, thanks, pilot.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to follow along the little ridge, but at some point I'm going to have to peel off and come back towards you.
yeah, that's alright. You're still fine for now. It's
Yeah.
kind of following
Yeah.
towards waypoint 3 anyway, so it's almost parallel to it. Or parallel to our track.
Sponge without its head.
Co-pilot nav.
Good now.
So that move is wrapping up. So,
Center, up center.
so do you think we want to cut a little bit more to Sirius' starboard to put Sirius kind of on top of that edge, or?
Yeah, maybe like
6.5 or?
maybe 6.5 now. Let's do we do 7-0.
Copy that.
I think that'd be good.
Okay, so another 30 meters at 070.
Sure.
All right, I'll call it in. Bridge, nav.
So we're coming up the
Bridge,
slope
can I
or
request a
ridge
ship
here. We're at a depth of
Range,
2,112 meters.
Bearing
And we're seeing
070
another one of the
degrees.
sponges that we imaged earlier.
Speed 0
It almost looks
0.2
like
knots.
possibly
There's
was
a fish in
a
the lower
type
right,
of pillow,
just
and then it
to go out
just
of
kind
screen.
of crust collapsed.
Right
Yep.
on the very edge of the corner.
Good copy, Bridge.
It just
Can
went
we
out.
take a quick peek at that sponge? Would that be possible before we leave?
Pilot, can we take a look at the sponge on the right?
Sure.
Thanks.
It's a bamboo coral over there too.
Come on in, video.
It's a partial.
Thank you.
We saw one similar to this, but it appeared dead. I think this one has a lot more significant
Sneaking
live
in on
tissue.
it. To light it up.
We're still trying to get an ID on it.
Yeah, this one's live. The question is whether there's a stalk underneath it somewhere. And if there was a stalk under there, underneath that mass, then we could be pretty sure it's probably Saccocalyx, but I just can't tell.
I don't remember seeing any stalks on
See a stalk.
Not
things
the
that look like
previous
this.
one, yeah,
No.
but this one might be. Looks like the opening or osculum is just this
Opening goes
narrow
all the way to
channel.
the rock.
And I thought it looked like it was attached to the rock face.
Think
Previous
so.
one definitely was.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah, definitely looks like it's attached.
Yeah, we don't see any obvious stalk, Chris.
Alright, come full wide.
We're at full wide. There's something in the water column. Just about
Well,
to
I
cross
think we
screen.
could go to
What's floating there?
Euplectella, and we'll have to leave it at that for that sponge.
Oh, it's
It's detritus.
it's
or
mucus. Yeah.
See grossness.
Don't worry about it.
something? It's fine, pilot. We don't need to see
Yep.
it.
Yeah. This is just in the direction of the track, so I'm headed this way.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah, pilot, new direction, about 7-0.
7-0, copy.
Sticopathes. I've seen a couple of them so far.
There's a pictogonid, I think, down there on the just going off the bottom right.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
We saw one earlier.
That's
on the
all
dive,
right.
too.
Oh,
We
As-
like those,
as
we
cool
like
as
those
they
sea
are,
spiders. They're
I
pretty
just-
awesome.
yeah.
Making
As
them
cool
out.
as they are, we'll try and make a sprint
yeah.
just to try and break that 2100 barrier.
Well, we're basically at 2100 here.
Great.
Just don't break any speed laws trying to do that.
Yeah. The max speed of 3 knots, I think we're okay.
I think we're not going to do that.
The monument has a strict 10 knot speed rule.
Does it?
0.3 knots for ROVs.
Oh, jeez. That's pretty slow.
Don't worry, I don't think there's anyone out here to enforce the speed laws.
Alright, pilot, I'll start stowing the light bars if you're ready.
Sounds good.
A few more euplectellid sponges. I mean, this would be a great ridge just to keep tracking up all the way to 1500, just to see how the communities change. It's got enough hard substrate. It seems like it's a pretty decent spot for food collection. There might be even some upwelling along the southern edge of this wall.
Certainly is. Whenever I wag out there, I get pushed up and
Yep.
back into the wall.
That's what I was thinking, that this feature is steep enough to maybe upwell larvae or upwell food particles, maybe keeping food particles in suspension for longer.
Yeah, but I'm not sure it's going to convert wallies to cresties, though.
It's kind of like the best of both worlds.
You lose the hard substrate off in the distance a little bit there. Drive track keeps us off this way.
Cue the shark.
Alright, you're getting close.
There's
you're getting
something
about close
swimming
to
off to going off the right.
Oh, there is a fish. Yeah.
Ooh. Where's the fish? Lower
Start
part of the
in.
screen.
Similar to that tadpole-looking fish that we're seeing before Bazazetus.
It's got fins on both
Type
the
of-
dorsal and ventral side that run all the way the length of the fish. And
Type-
yeah, tadpole is like a perfect description. I think.
Yeah,
I just
very
swing around this side, spooking them.
Rounded snout.
Yep.
Rounded head.
Goes.
Co-pilot Nav.
Yeah, go ahead now.
So we have enough time for maybe one more 20-meter move.
Copy that. Yeah. Go ahead and put it in then. Do maybe 7.5.
Copy that, 075.
Yeah. Do one last push.
Oops. All right, we can let them go.
That's a good catch.
Far forward.
Thank you.
Bridge, Nav.
A little steeper
Bridge,
here,
let's
huh?
request a ship move. Range 20 meters. Bearing 075 degrees. Speed 0.2 knots.
So all that's sort of off in the distance, but it's curling around.
Good copy, Bridge. Thank you.
2,099 meters.
Good job, pilot.
We're only 60 meters away from waypoint 3. That's not bad.
it's pretty good.
Thank you, Bridge.
We're closing that gap slowly.
Yay!
I think we got another 20-meter move in, so
Yeah, pilot, that's about your lead.
I think if we did put another waypoint in, the slope does actually increase slightly above waypoint 3. I think I remember it being yellow, which is, I think, in the 30 degree slope range. So this ridge does get a little bit steeper and still continue upwards.
Just hanging here at the end of the tether until I get some leash to run at. I'm scanning as much as I can.
Thank you, pilot. While we're scanning, I got a message back from Martha Nazinski. Several images of the tonguefish that we were seeing were sent to Tom Monroe at the Smithsonian Institution, and he was really excited about what we were finding and hadn't seen anything quite like them before. So he is the foremost expert on tonguefish. So if he hasn't seen it, that's pretty incredible.
It's nice.
Yeah. So who knows, it may lead to more projects coming out here to do some collections so we can get species identifications of those tonguefish.
Another umbellapathes.
Pilot snap.
Yep.
So that's pretty much our bottom time. We've got maybe 2 or 3 meters left in this move.
Okay.
So maybe we'll just let it settle out. Or I could call easy stop right now to let Sirio start to settle.
Another one of those euplectellids.
No, you can let
different,
that settle out. Sirius has got a little bit of
similar to what we saw before.
but we can manage.
And then as far as pulling off bottom, you know, we're headed up slope right now. Looks like deeper water is due south.
Well, we can just get up above. What is out to the north?
Longer
East
current
there.
bearing.
Just keeps getting
The-
more.
2,000 meters is the shallowest contour line I see.
It keeps going from there on up, right?
Yeah.
Looks like it, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Bridge.
Is there a peak in view there? Anything? Or does it lead right up to the island or whatever? That leads right to the island.
There's a 1,800 meters right over there.
Yeah, I don't think we would reach that.
So
We're not gonna
generally,
make it. I mean, measure out like 2 kilometers. It's probably
Looks like
the
I
most
see
we
another
make.
fan ahead of us, a few actually, on this rock ledge.
Yeah. You can get a good view of it in Sirius view right now. It's actually pretty,
so I think
pretty
our-
much like a
our
small
current
local
bearing
topographic
is
high.
Basically towards the island, goes up to 900.
You can see the perimeter of it on the other side of it.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well,
turn
we'll
around.
just
Small little
No,
volcanic
I mean,
mound.
water.
we can recover this way. We just have to get up into.
Now
shallower water,
colonized
or
by,
we can aim at
these
it.
look similar to the Jason Isis we were seeing before.
How
Those
much?
enormously magnificent bamboo coral colonies down slope.
How far is it to the island? Miles.
stand by.
Well, this is an interesting,
Approximately
Ridge.
3.5 kilometers.
3.5 kilometers.
so we were correct that the coral communities we saw kind of on
Bit
the
more, that's the edge of the bathy.
lower waypoint, which was the end of dive 9, start of dive 11,
So we could
the lip
head
of
due
the
south.
wall
Come on.
did seem to carry up slope.
Yeah, we could have.
Some species
We'll just
disappeared.
start coming up, and then we'll let
like
Super decide.
A few of the larger primnoids,
Copy.
one that we thought was Candidella.
I'm coming up.
The primnoids definitely got more sparse as we went up, although we had this fairly common Narella species also. It seems that most of the arborescent
So you're coming off bottom right now?
Yep.
Oh.
Chrysogorgiids also disappeared, but you know, there was a fairly high density down on the ridge crest at the top of the wall.
Okay, come on up.
Otherwise, I think we made some pretty noteworthy observations, including the egg sac on the Paragorgia. That's pretty cool. few fish on this dive. Only a couple halosars, a couple of ophidids.
Auto depth in.
Rather large bamboo coral.
Auto heading.
Yeah,
About
there are a
1.5
few.
meters, 2 meters across almost.
It's incredible how they can grow
I'm gonna turn the
that
port a
large.
little
Obviously,
bit.
there's sufficient food supply for
starboard, I
these
mean.
corals over time for them to continuously grow
Put us pretty good.
and
Cool.
obtain, reach those
Fall all the way
sizes. They
down.
must be hundreds of
Yeah.
years old.
I don't
Both the
see
bamboo
tiger
and the
anywhere, so
chrysocordate
yes.
that we collected a
Looks like we're
specimen
safe.
from
Delta's about
were
-20.
enormous.
Yeah, that's good. It's right
Um,
cool.
as Steve was
Pushing
recapping, we're able to run from a depth of 2,227 meters to about 2,084 meters. So a decent vertical ascent. And we made it close to waypoint 3. So that was the end of our line today.
Seeing up a
Looks
little.
good.
And covered a lot of ground. Really
So you're picking it up.
heterogeneous or
Just a smidge.
complex topography with some sedimented flats and areas of exposed rock. Some relatively steep areas as well as the edge of the ridge seemed to be a ripe area for large coral colonies to grow. Some really magnificent Walteria sponges, a hexactinellid glass sponge with large spines protruding, and
Easing off of my
Yep.
a few other sponge species as
Okay.
well.
Coming up a little more. Coming out of auto heading.
We have been keeping track of the
Picking up
depths of the
some
different
more.
dives that we've
All right.
been doing in the region, but we can go through a lot of that information on our post-dive call. I just want to
And start up.
remind everyone today that we were diving at Howland Island. This is our last dive here on Howland. We're going to head to Baker Island for a deep dive that we'll be discussing in the post-dive call. And then from Baker, we'll continue moving south for the remainder of our expedition, basically hopscotching towards our final deep dive. Let's see. Do you have any species numbers, or do you want to?
I can do it if you give me a minute.
Oh, sure. Just a reminder, Howland Island is within the Pacific Remote Islands Marine National Monument.
Okay, Nav. So,
Today was our 5th
in my
dive within the
opinion,
monument.
given we're that far away,
Essentially, we are
pretty
providing or
much
gathering information about the biological
what's the bottom
resources
area look like?
that
We're
are found
obviously
within the
facing
monument so that the
surface current.
managers
What
can
about what's the
better conserve and protect
5 minute?
those biological resources. In addition, by us examining the seafloor at these different depths and different topographies and along these different features, we can better understand the distribution of deep sea corals, sponges, and fishes
So
within the
about
region, as well as associated organisms.
190.
And it provides our scientific
Kick out to
experts
the
some
east.
perspective on seamount
185.
investigations conducted elsewhere in the Pacific.
Oh boy. So we're gonna
Really
need-
appreciate
when we
all
get
of
on
our
that, we're gonna
shoreside
get around.
citizen scientists who've been
Wrong
posting
way.
throughout the day, as well as during the expedition. It's been incredible to see what has piqued your interest regarding what we're finding on each of these dives. And it actually has generated a number of different discussions with the scientists as well. So I appreciate you all
Yeah.
spending your time watching what we're doing out here and exploring with us. Your curiosity has created additional curiosity within all of the scientists as well. So for our shoreside scientists on the phone line, we'll probably reconvene in about 5 minutes, and we'll have our post-dive call and pre-dive discussion for tomorrow and for the next day. So I'll
So we don't wanna
check
go-
back with you
we
in a
don't wanna
bit.
put
Thanks again,
ourselves, like, south.
shoreside
Terrible ride.
experts. I appreciate your help throughout the dive, and I think it was really an incredible day. So take care.
But do you have auto heading in?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Copy that.
Grab a piece of sponge.
You guys are streaming pretty good right now.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're worried at a couple hundred meters, you know, depth. It's blowing to the east.
Yep, so it'll push.
It's blowing to the east and the what? What's the other way? North? East and north, east and south. East and, oh, basically nothing. North to south, mostly just an easterly current.
Yeah, the north isn't too much. Seems like it's just the east.
Okay. So we can... Let me think.
Right now, the wind is into the bow,
Yeah.
and the surface current is off the port quarter.
Oh, it is. Well, it's
Must be a
it's barely.
little bit after.
It's
the
mostly
beam.
just port to starboard. They might face into the current. The problem is the ride. We're most likely facing into the wind and the worst of the waves, and the current's pretty low at the moment. I think Dive Super's gonna go up there, and we're gonna have to go up and sit with the bridge and
Should we just surface its
Like,
current position?
by committee decide what we're gonna do. I think. I'm
Should we
not sure.
page him?
We're okay where we are now. Yeah, we can just come up like this, and might take a second. We're gonna get all twisted up and everything, anyways. How high of current was that to the east? Maybe if the ship goes
Looks like
pretty fast, then
almost a meter. Oh, about a half meter a second.
How does that compare to a knot?
Say again?
how does that compare to a knot? I'm
I
not
can't
sure.
remember that conversion factor off the top of my head. I think it's double, right?
So it's about a knot. Half meter a second is about a knot. That makes sense.
Right. 0.4 or something. Close to double.
Yeah, just under double.
Okay. So the only thing we could do is have the ship go pretty fast towards the east to fight it. But I don't think we want to do that.
Just under a knot.
Well, I guess we'll get ourselves sidled around towards the south so that we can get blown around to the east, and then we have to bring ourselves back. Yeah. We'll talk to Dive Soup. Best thing I can think of doing is, depending on the ride, well, almost the surface